This is how you create an app that counts people or anything from scratch without any knowledge, just following the first articles of the junior level. Welcome to the first exercise of the junior level. We are going to create an app that will be used for counting people or anything. As you can see in the screenshot, when you click on this increase button, the number will increase by 1. This is the same function that you can see on this little device that everyone knows. So in this exercise, you don't need any previous knowledge. We already went through the first exercises of this junior level. You will see how to create an Xcode project, what a view is, what is a text, VStack or HStack, a button, what a variable is, and some math operators. Only with this, from scratch, you will be able to create this app, this basic app, but this is an app that will be useful in the real world, okay? So as every exercise in this school, we are going to first read the description. This is the points that this or example needs to follow in order to be correct. So let's start. This app will be used to count the number of people entering on a venue. As I said, people or anything that you want to be used for. The current number should be displayed in large text at the top of the screen, okay? And a button should be available to increase this number, and then each time the button is pressed, the number will increase by 1. This is the description that I just explained, okay? So as you can see, the screenshot, this is how it will look like. You can see the solution here. We can follow this step by step. So it's the same that you've seen in the article, okay? So first of all, we are going to create the Xcode project. If you open your Xcode and then click on create new project, select the app type and then set a name on your project. You can call this whatever you want. I will call it EducaSwift counter. Then if you click next, you can save it in desktop, okay? The rest of the options are not important. All this team organization, it's fine, you can put this on none. The only thing important here is that you select interface SwiftUI and then the language Swift. Maybe you can have more than one option, but this is not the case for me. And then you can leave it like this. You only need to create a very basic project, so you can click next and then save it in any folder on your Mac. So as you can see, we are going to put this full screen. As you can see here, this created a few default files. So the important one is the content view. This is the first screen that our app is going to show, okay? This is the view where we are going to put all our user interface. Then you have this main file that will load our first screen. This is not important. This is going to be created for any app. This is like the first point, the first thing that will be launched. So this will load our app, and here in the future we will put some configuration parameters here, but this is not important. You can ignore this one. The same for the assets, at least for this exercise. This is the folder that will contain images, colors, icons. This is not important for this exercise, but it's good to know. So we are going to focus in content view, which is the first screen that will be shown, as we've said. As you can see, once you select this content view, because this is a screen, it's going to load the preview here. So you can see that we also have some user interface elements as an example. that are an image and the text, we can just like keep only the text and will be reload or refresh. Okay, so we are going to put here our code in order to create our first app. Okay, so as we've seen here, we are going to show first the text, the number of people that we have in that moment. Okay, we will show this number with a text, so we can put here 12, 13, 14, whatever is the name, the number. We can set the font size here to be like large title. The problem here is that this number is going to change. It's not something static. So when the user is pressing the button, this will increase. So we cannot put this static text here. Okay. So in order to know what is the current amount of people or anything the user is counting, we need to declare a variable. So in this variable, we will store that current number. Okay. So we set the variable as we always do with state var and the name of our variable that can be current amount. Okay, this will be an integer type because it's just a number, and then it will start at 0. Okay, so here in the text, instead of showing an static string, we are going to show the value of this variable. Okay, so we can do this with this command. Okay, and this is because we are going to show an integer inside a string, right? So we start showing a string, and then inside the string with this command, we are going to inject the current amount. Okay. So as you can see, the result is the same, but this time it's going to show the current amount. If we put here a 3, then it will be a 3. So every time the user taps the button, we'll change this value in order to refresh the view so the user can see what is the actual current amount. So then just one last thing about this. This is just an injection of one value. This is not like the whole text that we can show here. If we put things here, you will see that it will be also in the view. Okay, like current amount, and then you can put. So as you can see, this is a string. All we put in the text is a string, and then in this particular place we are like injecting our integer, okay, our variable. This can be an integer, or this can be a string. If you choose to use any other type of variable, this will be the same. We are doing this not because it's an integer, but it's because it's a variable. So every time you want to inject a variable, you can use this. So it will be injected into a string because text needs a string. Okay. So the next step will be adding the button. Okay. So when the user taps, we can increase that current amount. So we will create this button here. We have a few initializers, but we can use this one that contains the action and the label. All right. So if we press enter a couple of times, we can add the action block of code and the label block of codes. Okay. We will start with the label because it's the easiest one. For the label, we can put any UI element that we want, like a text. We can put something like press here or increase or whatever. This is, if we remove this, we will be able to refresh the view. So we'll have a button here with the label that we set here. So if you want, we can just change the font here as well, like title. So we already have our UI. We can press the increase button. We are showing the current amount. So the last part we need here is to increase the current amount when the user taps the button. Okay, so in the action of the button, meaning that when the user taps the button, we will change the value of current amount. As you can see here, you can just assign a static value. When you click, it will change to 12, but this is not what we want. I wanted just to demonstrate that we can set any value to the current amount and it will be reflected in the screen, okay? So what is the value that we want here? This is a bit tricky for beginners because we are going to use again the current amount, because this is the value that we have right now, and then this is the variable that we want to assign, okay? The difference is that they are in different sides of the equal symbol. So everything at the right is what I want to assign, as I put here 12. But what I want to assign is the current amount plus 1, okay? So this operation will be the new value that will be assigned to our variable. This means that first time the user taps the button, this will be 0. So the result will be 0 plus 1. So we will assign 1 here. However, the next time the user taps the button, this will be already 1. So the result will be 1 plus 1. That will be 2. So when we tap the increase button, we will see that we will increase by 1. So this is it. This is how you create an app that counts people or anything from scratch without any knowledge, just following the first articles of the junior level.